Hello, children. Let us begin. Hi, my name is Brew, and welcome to Brew Covers, where I cover and watch movies, so you don't have to, but I hope you do. If you're new to this channel, please like and subscribe. It really helps out a lot. I'm trying to get Seth Green to notice me. Today, we are talking about a movie called Cherry 2000. It is a 1988 science fiction American film produced by Orion Pictures. An interesting find. I blanked out. I'm gonna be real with you. The reason why I blanked out, I don't know what the hell I just saw. It was a hot mess. Did I personally think it was bad? Yeah. But on this channel, as we know, art is subjective, and films definitely are considered art. So here we are. I'm so sorry. And I know that there's going to be someone way down the line who's going to say something like, no, these movies are bad. The Room is bad. The Last Airbender is bad. But there is someone in this world who likes those movies. So technically they can't be bad if someone likes them. And even if a movie is good or bad, there's still something to learn from each movie that you watch, which is why I picked a terrible movie today. And I will tell you my opinions, but I gotta get through this recap, which I don't know if I talked about this in my last video. I guess I'll find out when I edit it. But the whole purpose of my channel is for you to watch these movies, and I can't necessarily cover the whole movie and spoil everything for you, and you still would be able to watch it. So, on Brew Covers, we only do 30 minutes. 30 minutes at the beginning. First act. First act is pretty much every single trailer, every single synopsis you've ever seen for a movie is always pretty much about the first act, so I feel like it's not spoiling all the way through. So I am going to cover the first 30 minutes, and then I hope you watch them. So I almost slapped myself in the throat. Let's get into it. The movie starts with a young man returning from home after a long day's work. Meanwhile, a woman seemingly repping Sue-woo gets ready. A date, maybe a funeral, a night out in the town. Something about this woman reads, I'm different. Wait a minute. How's she a blood and her name Cherry? Shouldn't it be like Berry, but with the H, but the H is silent? Like her name is Berry. I'm changing it. This movie's already flawed. I'm changing it. It's Berry. He shows up to the crib in his little Hot Wheel with roses for who we now see is Cherry. Berry tells this gentleman that she cooked him his favorite food. The way his eyes are staring at her booty looked like he wanted to eat something else. One thing that I hate about futuristic movies, no matter what time period they come from, is they always put brand names that are in real life, like our simulation, but the brand names are never futuristic because, honey, look at that ketchup bottle. You telling me that ketchup bottle is from, what year does this take place in? I don't know. You telling me it came from any time period after 1988? No, it looks like it was made in 1988. While Barry and this guy, Sam, are having dinner and prepping for their big moment at the end of the symphony, because honestly, what the fuck kind of glass makes that noise? They make conversation. And the conversation is very weird and off-putting. I want to say that Sam was mansplaining to her and she took offense to that, but that's just me trying to run my own canon into the story. But really, she got upset, don't know why. And she does what any loving wife would do. She goes to wash the dishes. Barry got some wires loose. Sam's nervous about her and asks her if she's good, in which she responds, "Kiss me." Honestly, that's weird married woman behavior. Why would you ever ask your husband to kiss you? That's weird. Now things are getting steamy. They start making love while the dishwasher maybe is overflowing, which I don't understand, because how have they had that dishwasher for so long when sis only put one plate in there? But it makes for a good movie. So, like I was saying, things are getting steamy, but just right before it gets to the good part, sis dies. Why? Because she's a robot. He takes her to the doctor, who might as well be exhibit pimping rides, but instead is pimping robots, who tells him this girl is gone forever. But see, my boy ain't having that. Sam asks him if there's anything he can do to save her, and dude says they don't even make robots like her anymore. Sensitivity? Gone. Warm and caring response? Doesn't exist. But what he can do is give him Barry's neural chip. If it was me, I would tell old boy to go sell it at a pawn shop. But What do I know? I just work here. I just live in the simulation.
Sam, this is 2017.
2017? Wait, hold up. This is 2017? Exhibit takes him over to his collection of robots that he thinks Sam would love. But Sam just do not be caring because they are not Barry. Exhibit sympathizes with him, tells him he'll see what he can do. That's all he can do, man. He ain't God. Now it's the next day and Sam is just not feeling it at all. This man cannot get through his 9 to 5 at Amazon. It is just stressing him out. He wants his hoe back. His friends ask him to go clubbing. After a few no's, he finally caves. Honey, instead of worrying about Barry 2000, you need to go ahead and focus on getting some new friends, because friends who step on your boundaries, red flags. Eventually, Sam says yes. They go to a club. Now, I'm not gonna hold you. This is where things get really weird, and I don't understand what the hell is going on. All right, because they show up to this club. His friends say something about all they gotta do is sign some paperwork, jump through some hoops, and then they'll be able to go home. But what pissed me off is that they asked this man to go to a club. He kept telling them no, right? He was like, no. They were like, come on, do it for the boys. And he said, yeah, okay. And the minute they get to the club, this man, both his friends disappear. What was the whole purpose of inviting this man if y'all just gonna leave him by himself? This lady pulls up to this astronaut head and starts showing him this virtual recreation of her with some other guy. I don't know, I guess as a sample. Then she asks him to show her something, but he says he can't because his cards are expired. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but she does, and she's pissed. Situation. What the fuck is wrong with me? Now I see why homeboy is messing with them robots. Hold up, Mr. Fishburne. Damn, he fine. He's a lawyer maybe, and apparently this sexual agreement these two have isn't going so good. Sam once again isn't having none of that and goes home to listen to Cherry's last memories on a tape recorder. That's one thing I like about this man. This man just be minding his business. He is just about him and his. Don't come with all that mess. He don't got the time for it because he work at Amazon. Works at 9 to 5. What is wrong with me? You know, the more I watch this movie, the more it isn't futuristic at all, because Computer Love by Zapp and Rogers definitely had to have been out for like 3 years. If them people can imagine a video chat system and you can't, that's why your movie flopped. Use your imagination, folks. That's the first thing that you should do when you have a movie set in the future. I don't know what I was gonna say. Sam is reminiscing about Barry while her cold electric body just sits beside him dead. That's not weird. Sam is heartbroken, baby. So what does the editor do? Show us flashbacks of the movie to get the point across. Y'all, we're only 15 minutes into the movie. Why do we need flashbacks of stuff that I already saw? Like, shit, I could do that. But then they add this dumb clip in the flashback that we have never seen before of Dr. Exhibit telling him they found a make and model, but he needs to find a tracker named E. Johnson to help him. Homie gets dressed in his suit with his burner and heads out to replace the love of his life. Homie pulls up to this futuristic western town that's like 5 miles away from civilization ending in a brand new ass car. Pulls out a shotgun out of the passenger seat, which he did not have. Homie only had a Glock when he left. How did you get this way? Gets to the hotel, and why is there a cat in a water jug? And out the window conveniently is a sign that says E. Johnson, tracker. Never says no. So what does he do? Mans goes to the big sign where he meets E. Johnson, aka Melanie Griffith, aka Avril Lavigne in the future. Or Melissa if you're into conspiracy theories. At first, he's like, a woman? Gross. But she makes him change his mind when she lassos his kinky ass into a chair. He tells her what the mission is, wants her to retrieve a robot from Sector 7, but just not any robot, his sex queen, Barry 2000. Johnson is like, nah, I'm not gonna get myself killed for no damn robot. But he has money. And she never says no. That's creepy. There's a caveat. She needs him to go with her. He's scared. He's never been to the ghetto before. Tells her he'll find another tracker. Heads to the sinker to look for a man by the name of Six Finger Jake, only to learn the dude is dead. Got his hands chopped off in Sector 7, bled to death. They had a good laugh when they learned where he was from.
Where you from, mister?
Anaheim?
He comes across two shady folks who are nosy and like an idiot tells him his business. Listen, my boy, Sam, I just rooted for you. I was just telling everybody how you minded your business and you only about you and yours. Now you out here telling people your business. They'll do it for a fee. Tells him they'll take him to Six Finger Jake. He's alive. He just doesn't want people to know he's alive. Sounds a lot like me. Y'all know what happened next, right? Guess what? Stick him up. What is a yuppie like him supposed to do? His very best. That's what. Heads back to E. Johnson, tells her she has the job, and unveils the prettiest car I've ever seen. What happens next? That's for you to enjoy. Now, the good part. When you watch this movie, do not, and I mean do not, get your hopes up. I may have to watch it again, but not right now, dog. So, a few things that I'd like to point out. In the beginning of the movie, my girl Barry sounds completely ingenuine. The inflections in her voice sound on the surface very human-like, but the emotion and tone of her voice fall flat. Someone who watches this movie who doesn't understand movies and visual storytelling may just feel like the audio just doesn't sync up, which honestly, they would not be wrong. I like to think that if they didn't really mess up on audio where it felt like it was dubbed but off by like just a second, it would be very good. This would be a very good thing to notice about the movie. However, once you compare Cherry to Melanie Griffith's character, E. Johnson, she's supposed to be completely human, and yet she is also missing inflections. So it just seemed like maybe they had her go into the studio and just reword all of the stuff that she did, which could pretty much be said for anybody in this movie. In my opinion, the ending is very shitty, but I don't want to focus on the negatives. I want to focus on the positives. And my God, this is a pretty movie. The scenery is nice. The choice in clothing is nice. The combinations of the background and the foreground and the outfits are really just always on point in this movie. But what I do think is interesting, at least in my opinion, E. Johnson, aka Melanie Griffith, aka future Avril Lavigne or Melissa, her character is probably the prototype for a manic pixie dream girl. Now, if you don't know what a manic pixie dream girl is, let me educate you. Manic pixie dream girls are a stock character of sorts. They are insanely gorgeous, high off of life, full of wacky quirks and idiosyncrasies. That's a big word for Elmo. And most often are seen with colorful hair. To me, E. Johnson reminds me of maybe like Ramona Flowers' mom. So yeah, this might be like the oldest manic pixie dream girl movie that I have seen so far. Other than that, I have nothing else to add to this. I really do want you to see this movie and enjoy it for just a few minutes before your brain completely erases everything that you have saw. And that's all I got for you today. If you enjoyed this movie, leave a comment below and let me know what you thought about it. And if you watch this movie and you don't like it and you want to leave a bunch of comments about why you hated it so much, please do. But I promise you, I won't read them. If you enjoyed this content, please, once again, feel free to like and subscribe and share this movie. If you have a movie that you'd like for me to cover next, please leave it down in the comments below as well. And once again, my name is Brew of Brew Covers, who covers and watches movies so you don't have to, but I hope you do. Have a creative Sunday. I will see you in the next one. Bye. Situation.